This is the real reason for your thoracic outlet syndrome pain that no one ever talks about. And today I want to tell you what that is. I'll go over why your back exercises are not helping. And then I'll show you a brand new way to feel relief in just a few minutes. Yes, I said minutes. Welcome to Training Massage. My name's Adam, and I've helped thousands of people get rid of their thoracic outlet syndrome pain when no one else was able to. Now, you know TOS pain comes from some kind of compression on the nerves and blood vessels, which is why you feel that tingly pain or that burning sensation, right? But the question is, why are you feeling this now? Why are you feeling this nervy pain all of a sudden when there was no big life changes? The answer has to do with your posture and the muscles that are contributing to it. You see, your bad posture has slowly been creeping up on you since you've been a child because we have been trained, our bodies have been trained to have bad posture with the way we have evolved in this environment. From sitting down to driving to being on our phones to working on computers, these all put us into a bad posture position, which results in us getting bad posture over time. Now, what does this have to do with TOS? Because bad posture is usually created thanks to muscles getting shortened and tightened, which then pulls you into these bad posture positions, you have to look at the muscles that create not only your bad posture, but also how they connect to TOS. And one of the biggest contributors to not only forward head posture, but also TOS is going to be the neck muscles. You see, the sternocleidomastoid, also known as the SCM, which is that giant muscle that pops out every time you rotate your head to one side or another. That muscle is a big contributor to not only forward head posture, but a big player in contributing to thoracic outlet syndrome. And here's how. When we use this muscle every single day, it pulls our head forward. And after a long time, it begins to basically live in this shortened, contracted position, resulting in our head getting pulled forward. Now, because of this, the other muscles around it, like the scalenes behind it, they have to work with it. They get pulled with it, which is also how the nerves and blood vessels in them become compressed. This is also why your doctors are trying to make you do these different exercises because they are trying to counteract this bad posture without even realizing it. They are trying to fight off the muscles that are opposites of the ones creating this bad posture. For example, the muscles like the SCM pull the head forward. They're going to have you do something like chin tucks because that's going to strengthen the muscles like the deep cervical flexors, which help pull your chin back. They are trying to strengthen your muscles to the point you can fight it off and create better posture. Now, why is this wrong? Because on the other side of that, the main reason for your bad posture to begin with has to do with these muscles in the front of the body, like the SCM, the neck muscles, and the scalene, specifically the anterior ones. When these muscles get pulled short and tight, they get locked in these positions. And you can't just strengthen the muscles behind them to try to stretch these muscles out and unlock them. That's like you trying to pull a pulley system, trying to tie in one side, while the other side has a bunch of knot in it, right? The other side has no chance to lengthen because you haven't untied the knots first. And that's exactly what you need to do here. So with that said, here's a simple 5-minute routine that you can do right now to help unlock that SCM and even the anterior scalene. And by doing this treatment, you're going to be able to untie those knots, which will then set up a stretch or an exercise to be more effective. And this 5-minute routine is very easy to do, and you can do it simply using your hand. What you want to do is simply rotate your head to one way, let's just say the left side, in order to make my right SCM pop out. Now, once it is popped out, I'm going to grab it, and then I'm simply going to massage it out, going all the way up and then all the way down, simply grabbing and pulling it away for 30 seconds. I'm doing this with light to medium pressure, and I'm doing this to not only help warm up the tissues and get some blood flow going, but I'm also looking for the most tender spot. It's okay if there's several tender spots, but try to find the most tender spot. That's the biggest knot that we want to work on. Now, once you believe you found that knot and your 30 seconds is up, go ahead and do a pin and stretch. Grab that muscle, pin it down, hold on to it, even pull it out a little bit if you feel like it, and then simply rotate your head and tilt it in all directions in order to release and stretch out that SCM. Now, what this is basically doing is you could think of it as an old school Indian burn that you used to get from your brother when you were 10. It's basically stripping one layer of tissue, you're holding on to it, and you're making the muscles, the other layers underneath, move with that range of motion, which helps make them slide on top of each other. And when this happens, those trigger points will be able to get loosened up, maybe even gone completely if you don't have a bad case of it. And then therefore, you can now do your exercises and stretches, which will be more effective. So go ahead and do that pin and stretch on your SCM for 1 minute. And then from here, move behind the SCM and work on the anterior scalenes. You don't need to be specific when you work on the scalenes. You can simply work on the portion right behind the SCM and you'll be roughly on it or you'll be next to it, which is good enough to still release the trigger points. So now that you are behind the SCM and you are on the scalenes, go ahead and look for the most tender spot once again and begin doing micro movements on it by going back and forth and side to side. Stay on that one trigger point, but you're basically just rubbing it out in small circles or small little directions like a compass or something in order to help try to loosen it up with some lighter pressure. Now, the scalenes are where your nerves and blood vessels come out and into the shoulder, and that means you may end up poking them when you work on the scalenes, but it's okay. Do not stress. I know people are scared of working on the neck. The idea here is that you want to kind of look for those tender spots, apply a little bit of pressure into it, and then strip it back by going towards the back. By doing this, we can apply more pressure to the muscles, but we're kind of scooting it towards the back a bit, which is where we can apply a little more pressure inwards. We don't ever want to apply direct pressure straight in, hard pressure at least, because now we're just digging into the neck and we're trying to get to those nerves and blood vessels, which is what we don't want to do. So when you do your micro movements, find that tender spot, pin it down a little bit, strip it toward the back, push it toward the back, basically. And then from there, you can push down a little harder and then do your techniques. And again, we're doing these techniques for 30 seconds. That's 2.5 minutes on one side of your neck. Go ahead and repeat this on the other side to get a 5-minute sequence that you can do at any time. Now, if you learned anything at all or felt any sort of relief from this tiny little sequence, then you will benefit greatly from my brand new program, the Nerve Fix Blueprint. Inside of this program, I want to show you step by step how to not only do the self-massage techniques, how to release the trigger points and the fascia restrictions, but also how to do the proper stretches at the right time, how to do the correct nerve floss techniques, mobility drills, and the right exercises to make sure your pain never returns. This is a step-by-step system that teaches you the plan instead of just giving you the plan. No more relying on your doctor visits, driving to and from your office, simply just to do the same exercises over and over that you're not feeling results with. No more of that bullshit. Now you can actually just do the stuff at home, understand why you're doing it, and do the other treatments that go along with it that complement each other. The key to TOS pain, to get rid of it forever, is to use several treatments at the same time, not a single treatment and then see what happens. Even this little treatment I gave you today, you will have that pain come back eventually if you don't do your stretches or if you don't do your exercises. Those knots will return if your body isn't retrained to support the body in a different way. So understand that this is a small temporary fix to hopefully get you out of pain, but you need to do your stretches and your exercises to improve your posture, to keep these muscles from cramping down again. And you can do all of that in the Nerve Fix Blueprint. Go through that program right now. You can check it out by either the pinned comment or in the description. Just simply click on the link, go fill out the form and get started. Do not hesitate to go get that because I promise you, you will not regret it. And if you do, for whatever reason, simply let me know and I will send you a full refund within 30 days. No questions asked. All I ask for now is for you to go try it. And you're not going to know if it works for you or not unless you go do it.